Need a boyfriend for this weekend, she said. I replied. I'm not sleeping on the couch, am I? Mara never called me unless something was terribly wrong. We'd been neighbors for 3 years, casual friends, occasional coffee, sometimes sharing food when one of us cooked too much. She was bold, sarcastic, and gorgeous in a way she pretended not to notice. I was the quiet mechanic who fixed things in her apartment, and they broke because the landlord never did. So when she knocked on my door late Friday evening, clutching her phone with both hands, hair messy, eyes wide, and embarrassed, I knew something unusual was coming. Evan, she said, voice shaky. Need a boyfriend. I blinked. I'm sorry, what? Just for this weekend, she blurted. Please don't freak out. I leaned against the doorframe, crossing my arms. Define boyfriend. Pretend boyfriend, she said. Fake boyfriend. You know, acting? And why exactly do you need one? I asked. She sighed, cheeks turning red. My family is in town. All of them. And my mother, God, she won't stop, keeps asking why I'm still alone and if something is wrong with me. She paced a little, hands flying around as she spoke. I accidentally told her I was seeing someone, and she demanded to meet him. In person? Tried not to smile? So you lied, and now you're panicking? Yes, she snapped, then softened immediately. Please, please help me. You're nice, you're sane, and you don't creep me out. You'd be perfect. Just show up, smile, pretend you think I'm great, and I raised a brow. And she gulped. And stay with me for the weekend. They booked a house. Big family gathering. If you're coming, you're staying overnight. Ah, that explained the panic. So, I said slowly, what's in this for me? She stared at me like I'd betrayed her. Evan, come on. I'm desperate. I'm not sleeping on the couch, am I? Her face went redder than a dying toaster. Nay, May will, have the guest room. Obviously. I smirked, just making sure. She groaned and pushed her face into her hands. Please don't make fun of me. I'm actually dying right now. I sighed, then nudged her shoulder gently. Mara, relax. I'll go. Her head shot up. You will. Sure, I said with a shrug. You're my friend. And honestly, your mom sounds terrifying. Someone has to protect you. She punched my arm lightly, laughing with relief. Oh my God, thank you. I owe you. I seriously, Evan, you're saving my life. I didn't tell her the truth that despite acting calm, my heart had already begun beating too fast. Because spending a weekend pretending to be her boyfriend, that was going to be a problem. For me, the first encounter with her family, the house her family rented, was huge 3 floors. A lake view, giant patio, the works. It looked like the kind of place designed to expose secrets under warm lighting and to many relatives. As soon as we entered, her mother spotted us, Mara. She shouted, rushing over in a burst of enthusiasm. And is this the man you've been hiding from us? I choked. Mara squeezed my hand, hard, and whispered through her teeth. Play along. I tightened my fingers around hers. Hello, Mrs. Hale? It's great to finally meet you. Her mother's eyes sparkled. Oh, he's polite. And handsome. Tall. Oh, Mara, sweetheart, you caught a good one. Mara laughed awkwardly, still gripping my hand like a lifeline. Then her mother leaned closer to me. Make sure she eats real meals. She forgets. And sometimes she buys snacks instead of dinner. Grinned. I'll make sure she does. Mara elbowed me in the ribs. Her mother gasped, delighted. They're already comfortable hitting each other. They're perfect. I tried not to burst out laughing. Then her father stepped forward, broad shoulders. Serious face. Military-like posture. The kind of man who could silence a room just by inhaling. So, you're the boyfriend? I nodded. Yes, sir. He stared at me for a long, evaluating moment. Then he smiled. Good. She deserves someone decent.
Ow.
I let out the breath I didn't know I was holding, a very convincing act throughout the evening. Mara and I played our roles perfectly. We held hands. We whispered jokes. We laughed too close to each other. And when her little cousin asked if we kissed, Mara smacked her forehead and said, "Oh my God, Lucy," in the most convincing girlfriend tone possible. But the moment her family looked away, Mara dropped my hand like it was on fire. "Sorry," she whispered quickly. This is weird. For both of us, right?" I gave her a small smile. "Yeah, weird. But not for the reason she thought. The night that changed everything. By the time everyone settled in the living room for a movie, the pressure had finally eased. People were relaxed, chatting. Joking, her father announced the sleeping arrangements. Couples get the second-floor rooms. Mara froze. "So Evan and I," she began. "Yes," her mother cut in happily. "You two are together, aren't you? You share." The room went silent. My heart pounded. Mara stared at me. Completely mortified, cheeks exploding red, I whispered, "We can tell them the truth if you want." She swallowed, then shook her head. No. It'll make everything worse." So we walked upstairs together, into one room, one bed, and a whole mess of emotions neither of us dared mention. The bed. A dilemma. The room was cozy. Warmly lit, with a big window overlooking the lake, and a queen-sized bed in the center. I rubbed the back of my neck. "I can take the floor." Her head snapped up. "What? No, you're not sleeping on the floor." "That's ridiculous." "They think we're together," I said softly. "They'll check." She bit her lip hard. "Right?" We stood there awkwardly, the tension thick enough to slice with a spoon. Finally, she sighed. "Just stay on your side, deal?" Got into the bed with our backs to each other. A huge space between us, but I couldn't sleep. Not with her so close, her breathing soft, her presence warm. After a few minutes, she whispered, "Evan." "Yeah, thank you." "For what?" "For protecting me. For doing all of this." I turned slightly toward her. "Mara, you're worth it." She went quiet. Then she whispered, so softly I almost didn't hear it, "Can I turn around? It feels weird talking to your back." I swallowed. "Yeah, sure." She shifted, facing me in the dim light. Her eyes were shining. "You're not like other guys," she said. "You're calm, safe, kind." I held her gaze. "You make it easy." We were too close. Way too close. I could feel the heat of her breath. See the flutter of her lashes. She didn't move away. Instead, she whispered, "Can I stay like this? Just for tonight?" My heart thudded hard. "Yeah," I whispered. "You can." She rested her forehead near mine. Her hand slid under the pillow near my arm, and slowly, gently, she fell asleep. Morning surprises. When I woke, Mara's arm was around me, her head on my chest, her leg over mine, and her mother standing at the door, eyes sparkling like Christmas lights. "Oh," she whispered happily, "you two are adorable." And then she gently closed the door. Mara shot awake. "Oh my God, Devon, It's fine," I said quickly. "You were sleeping," she groaned, face buried in her hands. "They're never going to let this go." I laughed. "Probably not." She peeked at me through her fingers. "But was it weird? For you?" I looked at her carefully. "No, not weird." She slowly dropped her hands. Well, the truth comes out later that evening. After a long day of pretending, we finally got a moment alone by the lake. Mara kicked a pebble into the water. "I owe you an apology." "For what?" "For dragging you into my insane family drama? For making you pretend? For making you sleep next to me?" "For Mara," I said gently, stepping closer. "I wasn't suffering." She looked up at me, eyes searching. "I liked being with you," I admitted. "More than I should have." She froze, then swallowed. "Evan." "The truth is, I didn't hate it either." My heartbeat quickened. She stepped closer. "I didn't hate holding your hand," she said softly. "Or sleeping next to you. Or waking up like that. Mara." She took a shaky breath. "And I definitely didn't hate that you came here for me." I reached out and brushed a strand of hair behind her ear. Mara, tell me something. She nodded. Was this whole weekend really fake? She looked at me, eyes full of feelings she had tried so hard to hide. Then she whispered, no, not anymore. Cupped her cheek gently. She didn't pull away. She leaned into me, breath trembling, and when I kissed her soft, slow, real, she kissed me back like she'd been waiting for it the entire weekend. The real ending when we walked back into the house. Hand in hand, no one questioned it. Not her mother, not her father, not the cousins or aunts or uncles. Because this time, we weren't pretending, and for the first time in my life, I thanked fate for meddling families, awkward lies, uncomfortable beds. Sometimes the best things start with a fake weekend and end with something real, very real.